Welcome to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. And now your hosts, John DiPietro and Bob Zagami.
Hey, John, how you doing, buddy?
Bernie, it said, here's your host, John DiPietro and Bob Zagami. That means I talk first.
Oh, okay. So talk first.
Okay. So, Bernie, what do we got going on today?
We have a huge show. It's going to be like the biggest show that I've ever worked. I cannot believe what's going on. We have Susan and Mike Scarpinato, and these folks are really prolific in the RV industry. So they are RV bloggers. Actually, they have the RV blogger website, rvblogger.com. They have a magazine. They got tons and tons of YouTube videos. They sponsor products, all RV related. This is amazing. What else we got going on?
And you know what? We're going to pull Zagami away from the roulette wheels and the, what do you call those things? Those slot machines in Las Vegas. Right. And we've got several videos. Put it this way, we've got a great show lined up. And the only reason that we have a show is because of great sponsors like our friends at Seacoast RV on Route 1 in Saco, Maine. They have crop park models. They have elevation park models. They have Winnebago motorized and towables. They have a great store. They have 3 great black labs in the office. They have propane, and we just are so happy to have them as our sponsor. Seacoast RV, sales, service, and parts, creating family fun on Route 1 in Saco, Maine. So, with that being said, we want to talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on. And some of the things that are going on right there in that photo are Susan and Mike getting it's probably their 1 millionth view or 100,000 subscriber. But let's just say hello to our audience first, and then we'll go to Mike and Susan. And Jerry made it first tonight. Good evening from Cape Cod. Dante's in Daytona. And Jim Roy, our friend, is up in the woods of Maine. And Mark and Julie Bennett are in Colorado. And you know what?
Where you going, John?
It's always good to send the hosts free merchandise because you get free advertising that way. So, Jim Roy, anything else you got to send? You know, like a winter coat, a leather jacket, or anything like that?
All right. Yeah.
XL.
But yeah, it's so nice to hear from Mark and Julie. It's been a while. And I know you folks probably talk to them a lot more than I do. But and remember, we got Bob coming up. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but he sent us a whole slew of great videos. Do you want to bring in Mike and Susan? What do you think?
Yeah, let's tell people that Mike and Susan are here. Mark and Julie, write down how your and we'll get back to you in a second. Write down how your Eclipse event went. We'll talk about that as well. And just through the magic of broadcasting, all the way from the Baltimore area, are Mike and Susan, a.k.a. RV Blogger. You have several other aliases as well.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
But welcome to RVing in New England. We've had you guys on before. We always get a great response. And you know what? I wrote to him kind of at the last minute because Zagami's record in connecting with the internet over the last few times that he's been on the road has been less than stellar. And I said, you know what? We need some stellar guests to fill in the blanks when Zagami's not here. So tell us, first of all, who you are, how long you've been RVing, and a little bit of your content that our viewers can take advantage of.
All right. Well, I'm Mike, and this is Susan.
Oh, well, thanks for explaining that, Mike.
Just to clarify.
Yeah, thank you.
And gosh, we've been RVing for 6 years now.
Yes.
And we started RV Blogger about 5 years ago. We started
Wow.
RVing 6 years ago. We rented an RV and drove all around California and absolutely fell in love with RVing. And then shortly thereafter, we bought our first RV and we started learning some lessons very quickly. And we thought, well, let's start the website and we can sort of share what we're learning as we go along and, share those articles with our readers that are out there. And it's been a really fun experience. And then about a year later, we started our YouTube channel, the RV Blogger YouTube channel, and started making videos and mostly a lot of video tours of RVs. So we've toured thousands of RVs by now.
Thousands of RVs.
I mean, it's amazing how many steps we get in touring RVs. But we get them in.
For you. Yeah.
But the thing is that YouTube channel has what, about 170,000, 180,000 subscribers?
We're real close to 170.
170. Okay.
Wow.
You're right in that
Fantastic.
area. So what was the secret to get to building that so quickly?
I wish I could tell you. We don't know. Our best video we did, I'll tell you the secret. We had our website set up first. That's the first thing we started. And when we started the YouTube channel, we really didn't know what we should make YouTube videos about because we weren't
lifestylers.
We weren't doing lifestyle stuff. We were still part-time RVers then. We were weekend warriors. And so I looked at our blog and I was like, let's just make videos about our best performing blog articles. And our best article was an article called 8 Small Campers with Bathrooms. So we went to the Hershey RV show and we made a video called 8 Small Campers with Bathrooms.
We showed up with 99 subscribers.
Yeah. We actually called Susan's dad in the parking lot and said, we're at 99. Would you subscribe so we can be 100? And
Over 100, yep.
I don't know why he wasn't already subscribed, but
and we were terrible at YouTube. We didn't know what we were doing. I didn't even fill out the description. I didn't fill out like what language the video was. Everything was blank except for the title on the back end of a YouTube video that you're supposed to fill in. But that video did extremely well, and it really put us on the map. That video still performs well today.
Wow.
4.5 years later. So
that's when we realized, okay, maybe this is what we should be doing.
Yeah, what we realized is you need to make videos about what people are searching for and want answers about on the internet. And so, I think that's kind of been our secret sauce. We try to make videos that we know people want. They're about topics that we know people are looking for.
So have you made videos about mistakes that you might have made along the way?
Not really. We don't do much lifestyle stuff at all. We really do tours and we'll do how-to videos and things like that.
Okay.
We're really bad at catching.
So you're trying to prevent the mistakes as opposed to kind of make them in front of the camera. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when things are going wrong, the last thing we're doing is grabbing a camera. And we realize that afterwards, like this could have been good.
Honey, get the bucket.
Yeah.
And even when things are going great, like we've had some awesome experiences on the road and seen some amazing things, and we just don't even think to grab our camera. We're in the moment.
Right,
of course. And that's part of the enjoyment of it, right? Just being lost in the moment that you're in.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Being lost, Bernie.
Well, that's part of RVing, right?
Being lost in the moment.
That's some of the
we
fun.
should say that Bernie worked the Hershey show this past September, so he knows how big it is. And when I bumped into Mike and Sue, they were did I bump into you guys at the show or was it at the party?
No, at the show.
It was at the show.
Yeah. And they just had a list of places that they had, of units that they had picked out. And I'm saying,
wow,
man, I get tired walking from
We have this whole inventory.
RV life booth up those steps in the arena.
Oh, yeah, that's a hike.
And these guys are out there going. But, your videos are a little bit interesting in that there's so many what I call husband and wife videos that, the guy's in charge and the wife is in charge of, what the draperies in the kitchen look like, or, why don't you look at this and I'll go to the mall, that kind of stuff. But yours are totally different. Whereas Mike, you're usually the talent, and Susan, you're behind the camera in most of the videos. And I'm thinking that the reason the videos are so well produced is because of the work of Susan.
Well, thank you very much.
1000% true. Our videos would be terrible if it wasn't for Susan. She spends an immense amount of time adding graphics and explaining things graphically in the video, because I'm the talking head, right? I'm walking around yakking, which is what I'm good at. But the editing process takes hours and hours and hours. And Susan just does a fantastic job making our videos, hopefully as good as they are. And she deserves a ton of credit for that.
And I don't want to be in front of the camera, so I'm fine with that.
And I don't want to edit.
Great job right now. You're doing a great job right now. So, the interesting thing is we have kind of a unique show, and Bernie will agree. Oh, by the way, get our other producer up here. Bring Bill Sell in for a second, because
hey, Bill,
can we catch Bill? Yeah, Bill is.
I'm here.
And Zagami went back to the slots until 7:30, but we
there he is.
So, in that, our studio audience is really the major reason for the success of the show being in its 8th year. And they ask questions, and many times all we have to do is say, here's Mike and Susan, and then we don't have to go back to a script, because the audience, and Jerry Plant asked one of the questions here, said, when you say bathrooms, you mean full baths or wet baths? And I know you've done small RVs, you've done large RVs, you've done Class A's, you've done Class B's. But on the bathroom issue, what's the answer to that question?
Well, in my opinion, if it has a toilet and a shower, even if it's wet or dry, it's a bathroom.
Right.
Yeah.
Because some people don't mind a wet bath, There are a lot out there now that don't even have a vanity. They just have the toilet and the shower, and they're doing away with the bathroom sink.
Yeah, and I know people that do the campground thing and use the campground.
Oh yeah,
right.
Many people do that too. Yeah,
yeah. Some RVs, they put that little like dentist sink in the shower or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So, so multitasking in there, right?
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Now, you were in Hershey. You checked out a lot of great vehicles. What were some of the highlights there? Something must have stood out to you a little bit. And what
the highlight was when they met me.
Every time we meet John, it's a great time. We have a good time together. So
the stars go in your eyes, right?
Right.
Well, it seems like some of the travel trailers, especially the larger ones, are just they have so many features in them now.
Yeah.
Some of the front kitchen travel trailers, which really we never used to see those very much because there's a lot of tongue weight when you have a front kitchen, but now we're seeing those more and more. They are just tremendous because you get so much countertop space up in the front of the RV. You have a window in the front that lights.
And it's on the parking lot side too. Like it's on the campfire side.
Yeah.
Right.
I love the window there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
People are tired of walking into an RV into a bed.
Yeah.
They walk into an RV and it's a kitchen.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, Mike, you just said something very interesting that the veteran RVer would know what you meant, but the rookie might not, where you said you don't see a lot of front kitchens because of the extra tongue weight.
Yeah.
I know what you mean by that, because obviously I know everything about everything, not just RVing, but everything overall. Describe what you mean by that, because a lot of people might not be aware of the fact that that is a factor in, if it's, usually a fifth wheel when you get the kitchen up front, but take over, I'm stumbling.
So tongue weight is very important on a travel trailer because a travel trailer attaches to your truck at the bumper. Yeah. And so when it does that, it takes the back of your truck and squishes it down. And so, it's a bad situation for your truck to be towing a vehicle when the back of your truck is lower than the front. Yeah. So tongue weight is just the amount of weight on where your travel trailer hitches up to your truck. On a fifth wheel, it displaces that weight because the fifth wheel connects to your truck bed right over top of your rear axle, and therefore your truck can handle more weight that way. But if all the weight's at the very back of that pickup truck, it puts you in that compromised position. And a front kitchen is heavy, right? Because you have all the appliances there, the refrigerator, the oven, all your groceries and stuff go in the kitchen area. It creates a lot of weight. And so what they do in these travel trailers is they've engineered them so that the wheels are placed on the trailer to give it the best balance possible so that the front end doesn't get overloaded with weight and then bog down the back of your pickup truck. So it's a good design that they've been able to come up with that allows them to be able to do these front kitchens now. And I just think it's a really cool concept, because when you walk in, it just feels so different from every other travel trailer that we see out there.
Well, you're absolutely right. And I think that's where the engineering comes in, is to balance that ride out. So a good company's going to make sure that the axle placement is in the right spot. But also, when you're in a full-size front kitchen, I mean, if it's 26 feet or under, you can still probably get away with a half ton. Anything a little bit bigger than that, I'm going to recommend a 3/4 ton anyway. Even though you're going to use weight distribution, you don't want to be stressing out that weight distribution kit and or the rear axle and all that extra stress on the back of the truck.
Absolutely. And we also recommend all the time that you never tow more than 80% of your max tow capacity. And that way, if you overload your trailer a little bit, you still have a large enough margin of error that you're not overloading your truck at the same time. So we feel like that's a pretty good measurement to use, just to be on the safe side of things, because I don't think there's an RVer out there that doesn't overload their camper.
I was just going to say,
us included.
I'm sure that Bernie would agree that overloading is, I mean, we could do 3 or 4 shows on overloading.
Yeah, we
absolutely. You want to, and we always recommend to make sure that you do have, I call it the white knuckle variant. So like if you get too close to your tow capacity, you're going to feel it when you're driving, and you're going to be white knuckling, right? So you want to take the white knuckles out of it and make sure you have plenty of tow capacity. In the fear of driving and being maxed out is another thing too. The anxiety is going to make your driving that much more exhausting and make it less fun.
Absolutely. And if you have to, if you encounter a situation that's not ideal and you're overloaded, that's when the real danger comes in, right? If somebody jams on the brakes in front of you and you have to stop quickly, or it's raining or going downhill, like there's a lot of things that could happen that are unexpected. And if you're overweight, you're really in a bad situation there. So
absolutely.
A potentially fatal situation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
From that perspective. But, in addition to RV Blogger itself, you've also got 4 weekly newsletters.
Yeah.
How can people, number one, tell us what they are? And number 2, tell us how our viewers can avail themselves of those newsletters.
So we have 4 different entities where we create content. We have our YouTube channel, and then we have rvblogger.com. We also own another website called traveltrailerpro.com. And we own a third website called motorhomefacts.com. And so we have a newsletter for each one of those entities, and they go out once a week for each place where we create content. And if you'd like to join on to our mailing list, you can just go to rvblogger.com, and a pop-up will land on the screen, and it'll offer you the opportunity to sign up to our email list. And when you do that, we also give you a free issue of RV Today magazine, a free subscription. Get it every 45 days. And we used to own our own magazine called RV Camping Magazine, but we merged with RV Today, and now they honor our subscribers by giving them the free magazine as well. But you can go right onto our website. The pop-up will occur, or in the search bar up top, it says RV Camping Magazine. You can click there, and there's a place there where you can sign up for our emails as well. And each week, we put out a brand new YouTube video that goes out in the email, and we create 2 blog articles a week for each of our websites. So the new blog articles go out in the newsletters as well. So, we just try to share everything we learn as we go along, and offer that content to all of our readers at no charge.
No charge at all?
Never.
Great.
Yeah.
Shift, control, escape. Those are your 3 big words. Talk about those.
Yeah. So we were trying to find a way to create a logo where we could combine RVing and blogging. How do you do that? How do you combine that? And so we went to my daughter's friend, Blake, who's an artist, and we really reached out to a lot of people, but he came up with this really cool idea of an outline of an RV. And then within the outline of the RV, he put a keyboard. And initially he came up with the shift control keys being darkened so you could see those. And then we added the escape key on there. So it became shift control and escape. And that's how it was born. That's what happened.
So Mark and Julie want to know how many on your team?
We have quite a few on our team. We have a couple of editors that help us out. And we also have about 6 writers that work with us. And because we can't write all these articles ourselves, it's just a lot of content to put out there. But all of the writers that we have are either full-time or part-time RVers themselves, and they consistently create content with us. We review every single article that goes out the door. We add our take on everything. We add our comments into every single article. So you are getting a well-rounded and reviewed and vetted article every time we put out a new piece of content.
Yep. We want to say
hello. While we have you guys here, why don't we ask our audience, because they're really engaging, what questions do they have for you? Or do you have some sort of tip that you would want a recommendation on? They're great. You're experts on, accessories. It seems like you really do a lot of work with accessories. And is there anything kind of new and improved right now that you find would be beneficial to a bunch of RVers?
Well, there's a couple things that we've been working on. One of them is, and it's not really new, but it's kind of new to us. And that has been our air conditioning system. We've been trying to find a way to make our air conditioners more efficient and cool the RV better and quieter at the same time. And we haven't really found any one thing that can do both of those things, right? So we ended up finding 2 different products that are out there. One of them is from a company called Cool RV, and they make an RV. It plugs into your air conditioner, and it takes the air from the air conditioner straight into the vent that is in your ceiling, your ductwork in your ceiling. And so there's no confusion for the air about where to go. It actually just immediately goes right into the ductwork in your ceiling. And we made a video about it. We haven't put that out yet, but it will be coming out after the first of the year. And the other product that we use along with it is the RV AC silencer by Wacko Products. And it's really changed how things work in our RV. When we used to sit on our theater seats and watch TV in our Class A, we would have to turn that TV up to like 90 to be able to hear it.
Oh,
and the air conditioner was on.
Because the air conditioner was right above us.
Yeah. And so one night I had to go outside to make sure the fire was out. So I walk out there, and Susan stayed inside watching TV. And I was like, oh my God, our neighbors hate us, because you could hear the TV outside so loud.
Oh my gosh.
I went in, she had her robe on, her pink robe and her slippers. I'm like, you got to come out here. You got to come out here. Made her come outside, and we were just shocked and horrified about how loud it was. So we went on a mission to solve that problem, and also to make our AC more efficient and cooler. But those 2 products have really done the trick for us, and they work very well together. So we made a video about that. Susan's not done editing yet. That'll come out after the first of the year, and it's not really a wintertime kind of video to put out there. But
I was going to say, air conditioner video in January you don't get the full impact of its effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So Mark and Julie, I had a question for you. What next for Mike and Susan in 24?
Good question.
Yeah, great question.
It is a great question.
And I wanted to say hi to them. I saw that they're in Colorado. We were in Colorado in June and absolutely loved it.
Yeah, and we've never met Mark and Julie, and we are so excited to meet them.
We're huge fans of them. We own both their books.
Yep. And they are one of the first people we watched when we were getting into this. And so they've been a real big inspiration for us.
We have another all-star on the show tonight too.
Who's that?
Oh, Julie Pennant. Janine. I'm sorry, Janine Pennant.
Girl camper Janine.
Oh, girl camper. Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't met Janine either, and we want to meet her too.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll run into her.
Right.
Janine, your
From
name
New
came
Jersey,
up.
she's neighbors.
Your name came up, Janine, several times this fall when I went to a little camper event with Jim Roy up in Boothbay Harbor, Maine, where they had all these 17-foot, 18-foot campers, and a lot of them they were vintage campers. That's what it was. But a lot of the women up there were asking if we knew Janine, because they were big followers of Janine as well. It's funny how in this industry you kind of develop a niche for a certain aspect of it. One of the things that Bernie or somebody asked about new stuff. One of the things that the people from Keystone were so excited to point out was these new rain showers in the bathrooms. The rain showers, and then the showers that come in from 2 or 3 different angles. From that end, pretty cool. That some of the bathrooms now in the big travel trailers are getting pretty opulent.
They really are. I mean, there's double vanities. There's the entire setup with the lighting over top of the mirror, so you can do your makeup and all that stuff, and the extra storage cabinets that are in there, and the glass shower doors instead of a shower curtain. I mean, they've really come a long, long way, and they're really, really fantastic.
Yeah. I see Randall Murray just joined us. Randall is in charge of a whole bunch of things at Pete's RV. Randy, are you in Vegas? Did you make the trip? I know that Chad, we've got a video for Chad coming up in just a few minutes as we wind down with Mike and Susan, but I know that they have a dozen reps from Pete's out in Las Vegas. So didn't know whether Randy was talking from New England or whether he's talking from Nash Vegas. But
so I like what Mark and Julie say here. People get distracted by those kinds of things instead of what really matters. We see these RVs get built, and I swear some of those bathrooms, you could have like a wine and cheese room inside the bathroom. It's that big.
Bigger than my home bathroom.
Yeah, it's like, how much bathroom do you need, really?
Yeah.
I like the idea of the half bath, though. I think that can save a marriage, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Anyway, let's see. We got one more comment from the Bennetts. We remove our shower screens.
Replace with curtains and more space, less weight, preferred aesthetics, less cleaning. Plus, it hides my laundry basket.
We put our laundry basket in the shower too.
Yeah, we do. That's pretty funny.
How practical. They're always the most practical. I love it. Because it's about the day-to-day. If you're camping all the time, it's got to be easy. You don't want to have to
be multifunctional too. Like everything has to have more than one purpose.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any final comments, you guys? Any other things that you want to tell our audience about? I know you mentioned the 4 newsletters, and I know Bernie was kind enough to scroll that address down below. I will tell you this: they are prolific producers of content. So much that I say, don't you have a life? I mean, you go to those shows and you like to look around and talk to people, but they say, no, we're working.
Yeah.
So, because of the work that they do, audience members like that we have here can also learn so much from them. So we want to thank them for being here. And as a gift for coming on with us, you get a brand new Keystone, Montana.
Oh, all right.
Sweet. 38-foot travel trailer. Kevin Horkey will deliver directly to your home.
Get a new truck.
Yeah, we need a bigger pickup truck.
Oh, that's right. Mike gets the trailer. Susan, you get the Ford F450.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Wow.
Retail price of $97,000. People are paying more for their truck now than they paid for their house. So
it was so nice to meet you both. Thank you so much for joining us.
You guys,
thank you very much for having us on.
Well, we're going to go in and we got a little break going on, and then we're going to be coming back with Viva Zagami.
Yep.
Hey, it's Joe from 1019 POR, and it's time for another exciting episode of Seacoast RV TV. Soon this wet rain is going to turn into a little of this. It's time to start thinking about winterizing your RV. You could trust the professionals at Seacoast RV. Or, let's be honest, you could just do it yourself. I mean, how difficult could it really be to winterize your RV? Hey, what's this switch do? Okay, so maybe you should trust the folks at Seacoast RV on Route 1 in Saco. That way you won't have any problems in the springtime.
Oil! I need oil!
When you trust Seacoast RV, they'll guarantee there'll be no breaks in the spring from winterization. They'll drain all the water out of the lines, fill them full of antifreeze to help prevent any freeze up, so that way when spring rolls around, you'll be ready to hit the road again. So there you have it. Don't be a Joe. When you need to get your RV or towable winterized, trust the professionals here at Seacoast RV. #1 for family fun, Route 1 in Saco. We'll see you next time on another edition of Seacoast RV TV.
Whoa.
I think that is one of the coolest, cleverest, and as many times as we've seen it, I have seen it over and over again. When he says, "What does this button do?" and the explosion starts, I jumped in my seat. So, anyway,
You got
do
to
we have
trigger
our
things.
guest? Do we have our guest yet? Or we
Yeah,
gonna
we do have our guest. Should I bring him on, or should we do something like I don't know? We could show a nice little something or other, right?
a lot? Yeah, nice little something or other. Yeah, go ahead with a nice little something or other.
All right. So, bright light city, gonna set my soul on fire. Got a whole lot of money just ready to burn. So let's go, sakes, get high. 1,000 pretty women just fading out there, and they're all living devil may care. And I'm just a devil with love to spare. So Viva Zagami, just Viva Zagami, Viva, Viva Zagami. Hey, baby, Viva Zagami. What am I going to do? I got to pull this overlay back. Oh, goodness. There we go. We got him.
I don't know, Bernie. You outdid yourself on that one, pal.
So
Yeah, I just got
let's
got
get something straight. I'm in Massachusetts with the "Welcome to Las Vegas" sign. You're in Las Vegas with the damn Maine headlight, Portland headlight.
Because I'd rather be in Maine. I'm working really hard out here. This is
I
not.
can imagine.
This
I
is
can
not
imagine.
a vacation. You know.
Yeah, yeah. So you've seen lots of New Englanders there.
Yep.
I know we've got some videos of many of the people that you've seen. Las Vegas is a disrupted city now because there's a big event coming in and that type thing. Everything's going on that way.
Everybody that lives here is mad at the city. They have an F1 event coming in about 10 days from now. They have signed a 10-year contract with F1. They have literally turned the city upside down, building grandstands, temporary bridges, detours. They tore down the trees in front of several of the hotels so they could build grandstands. The half-hour trip to the airport is going to take 4 hours later on this week when these people start coming in, and they got some nasty little bumper stickers. But the people of Las Vegas didn't vote for this, and it's a 10-year contract. And I told John a story this afternoon. This is a European sport, so the race doesn't start till 10 p.m. at night. So they're going to be zooming up and down the strip past all those hotels with these F1 cars from 10 o'clock at night to 2 or 3 in the morning. But because it's a European or Middle Eastern sport, there are many very wealthy people from Monte Carlo, France, Paris, Saudi Arabia, the European Republic. There are so many private jets flying into Las Vegas that they have to take them. They're going to fly them to Arizona and bust the people up. They cannot fit all the private jets. So do you think the green energy people are going to have fun once this thing breaks loose?
Wow.
Okay,
Yep.
so we should. We haven't told our audience yet why you are in Las Vegas. This is not a family vacation. This is not a high school reunion. You are there to talk about what's going on in the RV industry with the RV Dealers Association, which is the national trade association for not the manufacturers, but the dealers, like Seacoast RV, Campers Inn.
Play to Phil in Grass here. Phil is president of RVDA. Let him explain it.
Oh, yeah. Let me get that for you.
Okay, Bernie, and we see Tony there. And Tony's got a side conversation going with Janine. Janine's got a side conversation going
so
with
many
Tony.
things going on here.
And while he's queuing that up, we will say that.
You know what, Bob?
What?
When I added that last video you sent me, it kicked it out.
Okay. Well, anyway,
Bob,
Bob,
I got it. Here we go. Sorry.
All right, I'm back at the exhibit hall with Phil Ingrassia, the president of RVDA, and this is your baby, Phil. It gets better and better every year, and it's rocking in here tonight.
Well, we're really excited to be back at the Paris, Las Vegas, and Las Vegas. You know, it's really the highlight of the year for the association. It's our major event. We're going to have more than 1,600 industry people here, dealers, suppliers, manufacturers, other industry stakeholders, and you know, there's a lot of energy. People are very, very interested in what 2024 is going to bring, and there's a lot of good information sharing going on. That's for sure.
You're right. There is an amazing amount of energy when you think of the market conditions they're up against right now. But that's all the more reason to come to this convention, because the education, the training, the networking, the sessions have been absolutely fantastic.
Right. The timing of this convention kind of coincides as when dealers are starting to build budgets and prepare and plan their marketing strategies, their professional development strategies, and their product buying strategies, whether it's component parts or units themselves. So the timing is good for people to, you know, really start looking ahead and also get inspired to serve today's customers, which, as we know, are a very, very diverse group by age, by ethnicity, by everything.
There's so much to learn. As much as you think you know about the business, you come here and you say, I have a lot of homework to do.
I'm always amazed about how resilient the RV dealers are.
Right.
You know, I've been doing this for 25 years, and you see, you know, the ups and downs of the market. But a lot of these dealers, they always land on their feet, and they come out better for you know, a slight downturn like we've seen here.
It's a great convention. It's always good to see you, Bill. I'll let you get back to business.
Well, thank you, Bob. Appreciate your support.
Okay. Before you get into what he talked about, let's be honest, folks. How many of you had your ADD kick in and you were trying to figure out, is that guy behind us with the who's sharpening the knife, was he cutting roast beef or was he cutting turkey? But that trade show,
definitely a beef of some sort, because I cut the edge of that. Yeah, I would say it was a steamship roast.
Audience, what do you think? Turkey or beef? Let us vote now.
Well, we do eat well and drink well when we're in Las Vegas at the convention.
Yeah, it's good that chefs haven't gone on strike yet.
No, that's Friday. The chefs may go on strike at the restaurants out here on Friday. Besides all the F1 problems, that'll be very interesting. But the key point that Phil made was the educational seminars, and I've sat in on many of them. The training alone is worth the price of admission here. And one of the most talked about that I sat in on, and I heard many other dealers talk about it. You know, there's a lot of stuff in the press and all over the web about AI and Chat GPT. And I played around with it, and I thought, you know, at least I know how to work it and make a few comments and produce a few documents for it. But I sat in on a seminar done by Ron Wheeler, who does a lot of social media and marketing for RV dealers. They specialize in RV dealers. And he did kind of a intro to Chat GPT. I am the stupidest guy in Las Vegas. I don't know what the hell he was talking about. And I'm telling you, from an industry standpoint, and we'll be doing a lot more about it too, it's got incredible implications, both good and bad. So that's a big takeaway from here in terms of what is coming on that event. And I heard you guys talk about Chad and mentioning Randy. I don't know if Randy's responded yet. Randy's out here in Las Vegas, but I got a video there from Chad. Maybe you can pull it up.
Yeah,
sure.
Chad is.
All right, we're back at the RVDA convention and just ran into Chad Shepard from Pete's RV. And Chad, I know you're a busy man. Thanks for taking a couple of minutes, but what's the big thing for you here this week?
I think for this week here, number one, it's just great to see everybody in the industry now. It's busy here. This is probably the busiest year I've seen in a long time, but just a lot of new technology, a lot of AI stuff involved from the manufacturer to the vendor, and compliance too, whether we're looking at financing or dealership compliance. So just a lot of great stuff, a lot of new ideas. It's the first time in a while we've seen this sort of innovation in the RV industry.
Well, I think the team that puts this together does an outstanding job on the seminars and the educational programs. As you said, I sat in on one of the AI units, and I was just blown away. And the things that are coming, the technology that are coming into our industry, you have to stay ahead of that, and that's why dealers have to come. I'm just always amazed when some dealers don't come to such an important meeting.
I get it. And at Pete's here, it's also team building for us. We brought out about 12, 13 people, so we're committed to providing better customer service, and that's our goal at the end of this. Just 1% better every day makes for better customer service.
Right, and as you know, training and education is not an expense. It's an investment in your people.
Yeah.
It's an investment in Pete's RV.
I appreciate that, and good seeing you here too, Bob.
All right, thanks very much, Chad. Have a great week.
And he's right. And I'll tell you, if you haven't been to Vegas for a long time, say 20 or 30 years, you don't know the city. There's no more free buffets and cheap hotel rooms. This is an extremely expensive place to spend a week, let me tell you.
But that's great that he mentioned the 1% better, and you reinforcing the fact that, it is an investment in the future, because, you look at something like that, and, there probably was a day or a time when that was just like a big party. And now, obviously, it's a really essential part to a growing business to be involved in something like that.
Bernie, do me a favor, call up the Brian Luganbuehl video.
Yeah, sure. Here you go.
I'll tell you a story.
All right, we're live again from Las Vegas in the RVDA Convention Expo. Just ran into Cody and Brian from Lee's Auto and RV Ranch. Good morning, guys, and what are you finding out about the convention here?
Morning, Bob. Nice to see you. And this is actually our first time. One of the local dealers twisted my arm all summer to get out here. And
that wouldn't be Chris Andro at Hemlock, would it?
Frank.
Huh?
Frank over at Longview.
Oh, Frank at Longview.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
so
great.
we're glad we came, and we're learning a lot of excellent things. It's confirming a lot of the things that we already do, and we want to improve on those. So.
A lot of different classes going on.
Yeah, it's a tremendous educational program. I've always said to our dealers, or any dealer that locks, if you could only go to one meeting a year for a dealer to enhance your dealership and find out what's going on, find out what the competition are doing, this is it. And are you making new contacts and acquaintances because of the training sessions that you're seeing?
Yes, absolutely. We've sat through a service talk. We just went through the marketing program, and again, a lot of confidence building. Yeah,
a lot of information here.
It is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know you got to get back to another session, as do I. Thanks for taking the time, and we'll see you back home.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
The reason that one's important, we urge our dealers, and many of our dealers make the investment. But quite honestly, we only have about 8 of our 25 or 30 NERB dealers out there this week. And Brian had never gone 25 years as a dealer. And Frank worked them all summer. And Brian finally went. And, off camera, he said he didn't know why it took him so long to go to this convention. But imagine 25 years without the help of that. And they've done great. They got a great dealership down there. But imagine how much better and how much more productive everybody can be.
Yep. But, Bob, you mentioned that Brian hadn't been, but another interview that you did with Scott Silva of Cold Spring, he clearly states that he's there every year. And
why don't you run that one, Bernie?
Scott, I found that to be a really good video. Here you go.
All right, back at the RVDA convention in Las Vegas, and ran into Scott Silver of Cold Springs RV. And Scott, welcome to Las Vegas. I know it's an important meeting in your calendar every year. What are you finding out while you're here?
Oh, so far it's been great. The presenters this year, we have some different ones. A lot of timely topics, with the pandemic being over and back to normal business. it's kind of resetting for everybody, and that's kind of the main focus here is a reset. And how do we get back to what we were used to doing pre-COVID?
And the educational program every year continues to get better and better. And I know you've also brought some staff members, because you can't see it. One person can't do everything here anymore.
No. I mean, it's geared up for your service manager, your F&I people, your GMs, your owners, your store personnel. It's really got tracks for every single category in your store.
Yep. And we've seen several of our NERVs dealers here. You're here for the whole week, I assume?
Oh, yeah. Every year. Wouldn't miss it.
Well, it's one of those things that I say, if you're a dealer, this is the most important meeting of the year. But we don't get all the dealers here, but we get the good ones.
We actually had that conversation at lunch yesterday, and I'm shocked to the people that don't come here. You're getting free advice, you're getting free training for 5 days by the best of the best. Why wouldn't you show up? I don't know.
I agree. We keep preaching that message, and hopefully they'll listen.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you are here. I'm glad Cold Springs is here, and we'll catch up to you back at home.
All right, Bob. Thank you.
Yeah, he makes a great point. Why wouldn't you just come? Can you imagine setting up all of that infrastructure to make sure that all that training is going and it's there for free? Oh, my goodness. Go ahead, Bob. John.
Time out. I needed to bring that up because Zagami said something about all-you-can-eat buffets, and Tony said this. They lie in Vegas. It says all-you-can-eat, and 3 or 4 hours later, they told me that was all you can eat.
That was after they threw him out.
After they threw him out.
So he begged to differ, I guess.
Tony, you're the reason we don't have free buffets in Las Vegas anymore.
He cleaned them
Well,
out.
they were never free anyway, as far as I know.
Right.
You got a couple of highs there from Mark and Julie.
Yeah. Well, one of the other benefits of this conference, and in most typical of other industries, is just the networking alone. If you only came to this conference and never went to a session, but spent your entire day
at the bar
talking to your peers or me, you can learn so much about the industry, and you form great relationships, even though they're competitors. And we see that with the New England folks that are here. We got Pete's, we got Campers Inn, we got Lee's Auto Ranch. Pete, let's see, Hemlock Hill is here. Yeah.
Jason. Yeah.
Jason. Yeah. And it's just amazing, the conversations. It's nonstop from 7:30 in the morning until 7:30 or 8 o'clock at night.
Now, Bob, correct me on this. Did Tim's just pick up Oliver's?
They did.
Okay.
Tim's is picking up Oliver's, and they're looking for dealers around the country. And I had a chance to talk to Scott Oliver, but he wasn't going public with Tim's at this point. We are.
We just did.
Tim is. And
he's already showed his product at his dealership. So, yeah, he's there.
Well, he'll get him in just in time for the show. Tim is coming into the Boston RV and Camping Expo for the first time ever. And he's going to be bringing a Oliver trailer and an Intech trailer. And first time we've had those two units in the show, probably for, well, Oliver's only 18 years old and it's never been in the show. Intech, I think we had him in the show probably about 15 years ago. So we've got some new dealers coming into the show and some new products. Yeah. If you want to grab Scott's video.
Sure, we'll do.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back at the RVDA convention. I'm in the expo hall, and I've run into Scott Oliver and Oliver Technologies. You may have seen the Oliver trailers going down the road. Been making them for 18 years, Scott, but all of a sudden a change in strategy. Tell us about it.
Yes, so we just want to expand our campers across the country and be able to connect with some dealers that'll be able to take care of our customers long term with nice service and so forth.
That's fantastic. And you're now in your 18th year.
Yes.
So it's a proven product. This isn't like a new company saying, I hope you try it out. You've proven the value of an Oliver trailer, so you get a chance to pick the best dealers.
We sure have. And we've met a lot of great dealers here, and we're really excited about what this next year brings for us.
That's fantastic. Thanks for taking the time, Scott. We'll catch up to you down the road and have a great couple of more days here at the Expo Center.
Thank you, Bob, for stopping by.
Yeah. So Jerry Plant says there was an Oliver on the site next to us at Scuffit. Interesting little camper.
Yeah. Very, very, very well. Very well.
Less than that?
Yep. What's that?
Are they 20, 24 feet?
They can't. Yeah, their biggest, I think, is 20, 25, 26 feet.
Okay, so he's found his niche in the smaller.
And the thing, why he's excited about coming to the Boston show is the quality of the audience, because the Oliver trailers will price out pretty close to an Airstream. You have to really look at the engineering and the fabrication of the trailer, and it's right up in that category. It's well worth the money, but don't go to the show thinking that it's a $20,000 trailer and that you want to have one. So you got to look at the construction and look at the way they build it. And they built that over 18 years. So it took,
I've never heard the name before.
Obviously, yeah.
Chris Doherty's done some work with them. He's very big on that unit also. Can you, Bernie, call up Walt Burns, our good friend, Easy Care, one of our best supporting nerd.
Describe what that is, Bob, because they won't know.
Easy Care sells to our dealers prevention products, cleansing products, maintenance products, insurance coverage, warranty coverage after the sale. A lot of great products that our dealers sell once you get into the F&I office.
Very good.
All right, if you hear a lot of noise in the background, that's good noise. We're at the RVDA convention. We're in the exhibit hall. And look who I found. Walt Burns from Easy Care, one of our proud NERBDA members. Walt, place is big. It's booming in here.
It's on fire, Bob. And it's nice to see the energy, speak with all the great dealers we've seen over the years. It's difficult and challenging as business has been this year. Everyone's got a great attitude. I'm optimistic for 2024.
I think the attitude is fantastic, and they're here to learn. The thing I love about this convention for the dealers, I don't understand why every dealer isn't here, but the education, the training, the products that they offer in sessions. I've sat in 4 today. They were amazing.
You know what? We actually had 2 ourselves, and I was happy to see we had about 20 in the first meeting this morning and about 40 in the noon session. Great interaction, great questions. Dealers that we're grateful to work with and have the ability in the future to work with are looking for providers that they can trust and be a real partner of their businesses. So that's always the exciting part of our business.
Yeah, and and one of the things, slowdowns come in our business. We have the peaks and the valleys, but when it slows down a little bit, there's finally enough time for you to go out and visit them.
Thank you.
And they look at other vendors, because when they're so busy, they don't want to see you and they don't want to see me either.
Yeah, so it gives us time to also spend in the service departments, where now we see that service loyalty, that service retention is critical as business has slowed up in the retail sales side. So a lot of our service retention strategies are starting to make sense as well.
Fantastic. Great to see you, Walt.
All right, Bob.
I'll let you get back to talking to these dealers.
Thanks, Z.
He hired our good friend, Neil Portnoy, the artist that originally came from Holden, Mass, and was one of John's neighbors for a while. And Neil came out to Las Vegas 7 years ago and didn't know a single person. And now everybody in Las Vegas, and I mean everybody, the cab drivers, the restaurants, when he goes into a restaurant, they stand up and cheer. He's taking it by storm, but he's drawing caricatures today he did for 4 hours in the Easy Care booth.
Right, that's called caricatures.
Caricatures, yeah.
Caricatures.
Those pictures that make you look funny.
Right. And you're on, and he's got a gallery in Las Vegas, and I believe that you're on the Wall of Fame.
I am on the Portnoy Wall of Fame here in Las Vegas. If you come, you can see my picture there. Yes, you are right.
That's because last year when we went, you had me distract Neil, and then you went up and nailed your picture onto the Wall of Fame. That's the only reason it should be.
John, it was unveiled while we were there. So yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right on the Hall of Fame.
You know what, Bob? Another interesting thing to keep in mind is that New England has produced its share of leaders in the national industry. And even though RVs are not made in New England, a lot of them are sold in New England. And you just did a video that showcased, or you can show the photos, the individual photos of at least 3 New England people who are come from well-known dealerships in New England that have had an opportunity to serve as chairman of the RVDA. Jack Moran is from where, Bob?
Arlington RV Supercenter in Rhode Island. I remember Jack Moran. I was starting to play around in the RV industry at that time, and he was killed in an automobile accident on the way home from the Hershey show one year. So,
Okay.
So sad. And then our fearless leader.
I just did a video with our fearless leader. I think we might have time to your fearless leader might have time to show it. Jeff Hirsch, 2012 to 2014.
2 terms.
He's still serving on some other capacities. He's chairman of what they call the RVAA.
Two-term.
Two terms. Yeah.
And then we have a good friend of yours.
Yes, Chris Andro in Hamlock Hill. He was past chairman this year, and he's coming off of that committee, extremely well respected. And in fact, if we had, they're tripling the size of the dealership right now. They're building a building that is twice the size of what they already have, and it should be open in the spring. Chris and Jason and Michelle Andro are here. If you would, Bernie, do you have Jason's video?
Let's see. I do. Here you go.
All right, we're back at the RVDA convention in beautiful Las Vegas. Just ran into Jason Andro from Hemlock Hill RV. Jason, what is new and why are you here?
Well, we're in Vegas, obviously, but here to pick up some good tools we can take back to the dealership and help implement into our service department to make us better for our customers, make our employees better at what they do and help our customers out. Stuff like that, and just see what's new out here.
Well, they do a tremendous job with the educational program for all aspects of the dealership. So in your responsibilities with the back office and service and all of those things, you have dedicated classes just for your discipline.
Yeah, definitely. I just sat in a couple good classes, really for I call it the front house, my service advisors. I really got some good notes to take back and, hopefully help them out and service our customers a lot better.
Great.
The tools are very valuable.
That's great. Thank you, Jason. You can see that we got a big crowd and everybody's on their way to the next session. So we'll catch up to you back home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Who noticed who was behind Jason?
Don Clark. And was he talking to Matt
He
from Matt's
was.
RV?
He was talking to Matt Foxcroft.
And then our friend, the photographer from RV Biz.
Sean
name.
Sean Spence.
Sean
Yeah.
Spence.
Yeah, that's good. All right. I know we're running late. How about we do a quick ending with Jeff Hirsch?
All right. 2 minutes left. Here you go.
All right, we are still very busy at the RVDA Convention Expo here in Las Vegas, and I grabbed Jeff Hirsch walking down the aisle. We've both been busy and missing each other for 2 days. Jeff, it's a great show. I mean, this is an unbelievable show.
No question, Bob. So, the convention here for our RVDA members, it's a great event. It's probably the RV industry event of the year. It's a great networking event. It's an educational event. We have a vendor event. It's a wonderful opportunity. And as you saw today in the general session, how so many of my peers got recognized for volunteering in behalf of the RV industry.
And they do it in a sense of family tradition. We got Rick Horsey coming in, his dad, you've been involved, you got the family involved in it. It's something that people should aspire to do for the volunteering. But if they don't want to volunteer, come to the convention. I cannot believe that any dealer in this country going to one meeting a year doesn't make this the meeting. The education programs were incredible.
Yeah, for sure, Bob. So, it's a very diversified, convention. So, yes, we have education. And when we think about education, too, we have educational tracks for general managers. We have educational tracks for sales managers, for business managers, for service advisors, warranty advisors. And one of the benefits is that you can bring some of your employees to the convention and train right here. We have vendor training plus here, which further develops, our organization so that we can better serve the needs of our customers.
Yeah, it's just an amazing 4 days.
Sure.
And I encourage every dealer to come, and I encourage our NerdVer dealers to come. We've only got, I think, 8 of our NerdVer dealers out of 25 or 30 dealers that are here this week. But the ones that are here are getting a tremendous benefit. Always great to see you. Thanks for taking this quick trip here and visiting with us, and enjoy the rest of the week, Jeff.
Great. Well, thank you, Bob. Good to see you.
That was
And
tremendously insightful, for sure.
there we go. There we go. So Bernie, make sure you took notes on what Jeff said, and then tell that to him next time you see him.
How wonderful he looked and how wonderfully he spoke. Absolutely.
Although he didn't mention you. But
he didn't mention me, but that's all right. He was thinking about me, I'm sure.
Nevertheless.
Hey, go ahead.
Thank you so much
last
for-
note, in case you think I just sit out here and play, I have to go back to work now because tonight is the recognition of the top 50 dealers in the country.
Yeah.
And
But hold
we
on.
have two. What?
So you slept 3 hours longer than us today. So it
No.
all evens out.
No.
It all evens out.
I went to bed 4 hours later than you last night.
Well, that's your problem. I mean, if you weren't
That's-
out,
So
if you
so we
weren't
have-
out at those bars and stuff, you would have been in at a normal hour.
No, you are wrong again. I have not been outside the Paris Hotel. See,
Those dollar bills. And,
you mischaracterized me, and they're going to think that I'm out in Las Vegas playing slot. I haven't even put $1 in the slot machine yet.
oh, by the way, look at Ed Laturco. He's on Central Standard Time. He just showed up at 8 o'clock.
Hi, Ed. Hello from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But I am now going downstairs to the meeting where they are going to recognize the top 50 dealers in the country. And we are very pleased to say we have two of them in New England, Hemlock Hill, and the first time ever, Longview RV. So Frank Roberts and his family and Chris Andrews' family will receive their awards. And I know Campers Inn in Jacksonville, Florida was one, but they're not in NERVDA, but they did have one in that 50 also. So it's
Great.
Good
So-
time and recognition.
Bernie, do you have a button to push for our friends?
Well, we have to do our final ad and say adios. It's 8:01 and a half. So
Okay. So thank you so much for being with us.
everybody.
Zagami,
Yes.
don't do anything that I wouldn't do. I want to see you back here next week and let you know that RVing in New England is brought to you every week at this time by our friends at Seacoast RV. Route 1, Saco, Maine, proud sponsors of RV in New England. Crop models, elevation models, Winnebago models, great dogs to hang around with in the showroom. And they've got a great store and they've got great propane service. That's the story from New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Las Vegas. We'll see you later, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Where, Bernie?
Right here on RVing in New England.
All right. See you later, guys.
See y'all.
This edition of RVing in New England was a presentation of the New England RV Dealers Association. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.